I'm from South Carolina. I moved out here, and they had me thinking Orange County was just the Holy Grail. Oh, you go to Orange County, they got that money in Orange County.
I'm from LA.
So, bro, I'm gonna have to take a detour real quick, put me on game about the ride, and then we'll get back on track. Don't lose your train of thought.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to the LA Rams, but
why not? Whoa. Let's talk about this. Hold on. Sometimes you just gotta go with how you feel.
I am old enough to remember a time where it was weird to be on the internet.
My name is Trey Hatton.
This is Rob Palacio. This is gonna be a beautiful thing for sure. Oh, man, top of the morning.
How we doing?
You know, I can't even complain that much.
How was the past week for you?
How was the past week? Shoot, let me start from the weekend. The weekend was fire.
Mm-hmm.
No complaints there. And since I last talked to you, which would have been middle of last week, yeah, all good. I can't even complain.
Same, I think. Last week, what happened last week? So my son, we had open house.
Oh, I did that too.
Yeah, we had we talked about it last time on the pod. We had open house last week. And, my wife, she works in, special education. And man, I got to see her classroom for the first time. And bro, it's dope. I'm not gonna lie. I went to my son's class, and my son's in first grade, Deke's in first grade. And then I went, with my wife's class, and man, what they do with those kids, the patience, the care, the whole shebang is it's off the chart. So that was, honestly, that probably made my week last week. Just, getting to see what she do every day.
Okay. Was that the first time you've actually been able to kind of go to her job?
Yes, it was. And so it was dope, bro.
That's kind of cool.
And she's just getting her teaching. She's getting her teaching credentials. She's a student teacher right now. She's doing student teaching.
Yeah.
But the lady she's under is like super dope, like very good with the kids, very attentive, knows everything going on in the class, like has a plan for all the, like, man, that's a blessing. Like humans like that, bro, like walking the earth they just make the earth a better place. No lie. So that for me was probably my highlight.
Yeah. But, there are certain professions, to be honest, that it's maybe almost a thankless job, and definitely I think being a teacher is one of them. Being a special education teacher is another one. My mom also does that for the school district. To see what she has to deal with, like she's to the point where she's kind of an aide. So she actually will ride on the bus with a child. Like she gets locked in with the child.
Yep. One-on-one.
Yeah, one-on-one. And sometimes it's as far as like she's got to get on the bus with the kid and everything. Just keep him on task and stuff. So and she's done that for a bunch of different age ranges. Like my mom getting ready to retire, so she's been doing it for a long time.
Oh, man, they take a different type of human.
Yeah. And I have no patience for that. So, being a teacher in general, they don't make that much money. And, a lot of times they got to work well past their working hours just to keep things going. So, we can go on and on. Firefighters, EMT people, on and on and on. There's lots of jobs and we glorify. It's funny because we glorify our
the lame jobs.
People who just, some of them are talented for sure, but like our musicians, our actors, and we don't give enough praise to some people who are doing things that make our society actually move.
Yep.
So that's always interesting to me. I don't know. But we all participate in it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm about to say, is that what we call blue collar? Like, I don't know, like my wife's teacher, her talent, I'm not saying it's just as good as somebody that can play the violin, but man, I just don't know many people that can do her job at her level. So like, how do we, separate?
Yeah.
There's a degree of skill. You know what I mean? Like, every teacher's not even the same. You know what I mean?
Right.
Some teachers are way
and
more
some
talented
care more than others, right? Like you can just tell some people like really lock in with you, or they really find their way. I know, I went to Crenshaw High School in LA.
Mm-hmm.
And I found out after reconnecting with an old classmate through, Facebook, 10 years later, that one of my teachers actually lived in South Orange County.
Mm-hmm.
So that is roughly a 60, almost 70-mile drive each way, which in LA traffic, that's probably all the way to Crenshaw, 2.5, 3 hours
Wow.
Yeah.
That's love.
Yeah. And he did that. Like, I don't know why, because there's so many schools between where he lived to there, but that was what he wanted to do and clearly wanted to do because he stayed there year after year after year. So,
wow. Oh, yeah, that is some dedication.
Some people have a passion, man.
That is some dedication. Fast track wasn't even a thing back then.
Yeah. Let me ask you, I never asked you this. What did you want as far back as you could go? What did you want to be when you grew up?
I remember in church, the first thing I stood up and said that I can remember, the first thing I wanted to be was a firefighter. For sure, my first occupation. Like I remember we were sitting in church and we did like now this is a Southern Baptist church, of course. So the youth always gets a highlight, like a week where you get highlighted. They want to make sure the babies get some shine too in church. So they had all the youth stand up, and in front of the congregation, we just said, what we want to do when we grow up, and, how we plan to impact, our community. And I remember just saying I want to be a firefighter, and that stuck. I mean, I probably was like 7 or 8 when I said that, but that stuck for a while. And somewhere along the way, it fell off. I decided, I wanted to be a doctor, but it was always like one of those careers for me. Honestly, it was never like every career I want to do has something to do with helping or being a service to somebody. For me, I've never had a career where it was like I wanted to be a dancer or a singer. Like I never thought like that. I don't know if that's even like a thought process, but I never was like entertainment, or I never wanted to be an actor. Maybe professional sports for a little bit, but then I just kind of realized I probably ain't the most skilled guy out there. You know what I mean? So it just ended up,
right.
And that's how the doctor came about. But honestly, I feel like I don't know. I haven't been inside of schools lately, but when I was in school, it felt like those are the jobs most talked about, like lawyer, firefighter, doctor.
Yeah.
And sometimes teacher, like being a teacher was like, when you're growing up, being a teacher is like not a crazy idea because you love your teacher. Like you're like, oh, this is a dope job. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah, well, you see that person as a person in control, and that, like, because your parents will tell you, listen to your teacher. And you're like, oh, like that person knows something that the rest of us don't. And I guess they do in some ways, but like they're also very regular people who just have a specific, set of tools.
Yeah, they're human. I mean, but at the same time, right, like you said, in order to get that job, they got to have some type of, plan, execution, and you're teaching kids. I mean, like you're developing the next generation. So that's why, like lately, I don't know why, like since I've been in her class, like it's just been hitting me like teaching is crazy. Like I know people say, you don't need school. And this is a whole other podcast. Like I know people say, you don't need school. You can really make it. You don't need a high school degree. You can be an entrepreneur. You can blow up. Just find out what you like. And I get that. Like trust me, I know plenty of people that have done that. I know plenty of successful people that have done that. But what I'm saying is, for me, like when I think about the school model, I just see what it's meant for, right? Knowledge, right? Structure, balance, discipline is what just those things, like waking up, right? Even though you might not care about school, you got to wake up, right? You got to wake up and have a plan and execute. You may not like what you're learning in school, but it's the instruction, it's the leading, it's the individuals you meet. It's more than just, for me, school is more than just books and work, right? Every teacher you ever had has had a different personality. That's the beauty of school, right?
Well, yeah,
especially
there's a social aspect to it for sure.
Yes.
So, I mean, you even just learn, lately the lesson to my children has been, hey, you're not going to really like every single teacher that you deal with. You're not going to like their methods. You might think what you're doing is stupid. You might go, I don't even know, like, why am I doing calculus for? I'm never going to use that in the real life. You don't know, actually.
You don't know. That's what I'm saying. So, bro, so it's just like for me, and I see so many out here, it's different. It might have been like this in my small town too, but I only had like 600 or 700 kids in my high school. Not even that many. It's probably like, honestly, it's probably like 550. That's like an elementary school.
For
you know what I mean?
For high school?
For my high school.
Oh, wow.
That's what I'm saying. And so for me, it's just like my number one thing that I would say to, kids coming up through school, be social, like, talk to people, build those connections, observe your instructor. And when I say observe, like I hate to say it, like every science teacher I had was a little more out there than every other. Like if you meet a math teachers are super clean and cut, right? They always have a plan. Because they're able to, follow those set of problems. They live their life in that way. You meet a science teacher, they're pretty radical. They probably got plants in their room. They got, stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
They probably have a crazy lesson plan for you. You meet a history teacher, they're usually monotone, right? I haven't had a ton of history teachers that just pop out and are just.
Yeah. My science teachers, if I look back, all the science teachers I had were very eccentric and
that's what I'm saying.
Willing to try stuff. And, even in their lives, like the car they drove or their, if you ask them about personal beliefs, they're like, oh, I don't know what's out there. And, it's kind of.
That's what I'm saying. So I think that's like, I want kids to know that about school. I want them to see it from a different lens. Like, you got this different human that's giving you a chance to see the world early, right? You get a glimpse, if you really look, you get so focused on your work. The work is easy. Like, I hate to say it, like, if you can't get out of high school as a human with no restrictions, no type of issues, you got some issues with no type of, it's high school, bro. it's high school, bro. It's super. All you gotta do is try a little bit. That's how you gotta do. I'm just saying, but look around you. Look at the world as it is going on around you, man. And I don't know. School is dope, man. I'm being biased, but I had no issues with school. I
had my ups and downs, to be honest. Yeah. Sometimes I wanted to be there. Sometimes I didn't. I was, most of the time I was in school, minus high school. I was an athlete. I actually made the basketball team in high school, and then I quit.
Oh, man. There you go.
I was being chased down to play football, and I decided not to. I had other things on my head, and I wasn't enthused about where I was, and it became not important,
Well, can I ask you a question? Were there people around you that made sports a thing? Like, was a sport? I think you already told me this, but sports wasn't a thing. Your pops was more on the grades, right?
Yeah,
he was more.
Nah, it's just me and my cousins. Like we were athletes. We would because I lived 10 miles from USC, but like on the same street USC is on. So I would catch the bus over there, and then when I moved away closer to Crenshaw High School, I lived closer over there. I would still go that way because all my friends were over there, and then we would go to USC and play basketball. So we would like literally on the weekends, Friday night, Saturday night, we would catch the bus and go there about 6 p.m. and we'd be there till midnight, 1 o'clock, hooping with, whoever, people from different high schools. Some of the college athletes would sometimes come out.
Yeah.
People who went to school there, but, weren't on the basketball team. I met Lisa Leslie up there once because she was in college there when I was in high school.
What?
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, man. I went to summer school there. I used to go there every year for summer school. They used to have a sports program there. And I was on campus when they were shooting the movie Blue Chips. Yeah, so saw Penny Hardaway from a distance. Didn't know who he was because he was in college. Yeah. Yep.
Hey, what Penny went? Memphis?
Penny went to, I don't remember when he went to college, honestly.
I gotta look it up.
Yeah.
But that's so dope.
Yeah. So I had those little experiences, man. I was in summer school there when they stole OJ's Heisman.
Shut up.
Yep. I remember that.
Man,
that was a big deal. That was a big deal. USC was pissed, but I don't know, man.
Did they ever find who stole it?
I feel like it got returned after a while. Yeah. I don't remember the ending of that story so long ago, but
okay. Shout out to OJ. I'm just playing.
I don't know.
There you go.
OJ the athlete or OJ the person?
You know what?
Don't get in trouble. It's too early. Don't get in trouble.
I am choosing. I'm gonna let that one go. I'm just checking. There we go. No, but yeah, man, school, growing up, just to, finish that up, man, being out here in California, man, you really do just stumble upon some greatness every now and then, man.
Yeah. I mean, man, at least so that's what I was going to ask you. Did you, you said you want to be a firefighter. Did you, think, at what point did you know, like, I'm gonna shake. I'm gonna go somewhere else. I'm gonna do something else. Or did you think you were always gonna be in South Carolina?
Oh, bro, I knew I wasn't going. And no, this ain't no shade, but like, I knew I wasn't staying like in Carolina. Not too long. Like I was just always a cat that was like, man, I was so curious about the world. I was just a curious dude, man. And like, I used to say my homeboy G, we say all the time, man, we grow up, we're going to do this and that. We'd be outside. And like, I was really believing that, I was really bought into it, not knowing, nothing about what goes on in the world, but, through our conversations, over time, I just really felt like where I wasn't where I wanted to be. You get what I'm saying? And so, and then, honestly, high school does kind of like move you in a direction of where you want to go. Because let me say this. I wanted to, as soon as I got to high school, I did like a shift in like my thinking. Like I got really good at computers, like in middle school. Like they had us typing, doing all this stuff. You get Microsoft Word certified and all that, right? So I was like, hey, I'm really good at computers. And then I took like one of those assessments and it like scored me really high for health science. And I had never, up until then, like 8th grade, maybe I had never really thought about going into the medical field. And then I took it was like, okay, if you take this class your first year of school, you can change it if you don't like it. Well, I got into it and I was like, oh, this is dope. It was like an intro to like anatomy. It was like anatomy and I was already really good at sciences. So it was kind of like hand to hand. So I was like, I'm going to try, one more year. And then I went back and I remember the lady, her name is Mrs. Stone. She's an RN. She was our teacher. And through this program, bro, you can get your CNA license, right? I was my senior year of high school. I was a CNA that worked part-time, at a nursing home. I had a patient that I would go see for my first 4 hours of school would be at the nursing home my senior year. And then I would go back to school for the remainder of the day. Crazy. Wow. So bro, it's so dope. And then once I got into it and I started liking it, I was like, you know what? I started seeing it as something that could take me somewhere, if that makes sense. Outside of football, outside of anything else, I was like, man, nurses are needed everywhere. Doctors are needed everywhere. You know what I mean? You start to make up these ideas in your head. And man, back then, and I'm honestly trying to get it back if I'm being 100% real to you, I had a different belief in myself, bro. Like the belief I had in myself, like in them days was different. Like my confidence was through the roof. Like you couldn't, like you could look at me and say I wasn't going to be a doctor and I would look at you and be like, you crazy.
Do you feel like that's changed?
I ain't gonna lie, slightly, bro. I hate to say it, but like,
why do you think? So let me stop you there real quick. So is that because I think as we get older, as we turn into adults, as we start to have responsibilities, I think we get afraid to dream.
Facts. We do.
And I think then you start to feel like dreaming is stupid and it's for children, or, you know, you got these bills in front of you, you got children to raise, whatever. And while those things are true, I think we start doing all those things. It becomes a task versus pushing yourself out of the box to do more and to achieve your greatness. Do you feel like that's to some degree that's happened to you a little bit?
100%. And that, like, yes, bro. And like, as a person, like me, naturally as a human, I'm with the responsibility. So like, if you give me a task, like I'm not about to tell you no, because I truly believe that the more responsibility you're given, like the more chances you'll get to reach a new level, if that makes sense. Like the more you can handle, the more you get, is what I believe. But also, the more you have, the less time you have. So if you're doing 20 things, that means you don't have time for 30 things. Like I'm just saying, I mean, your time in your day is going to run out. And I'm learning that, you know what I'm saying, as a young man, you know what I mean? I'm learning, you know, sometimes you got to delegate, sometimes you got to plan, sometimes you got to do the priorities, stuff that's urgent, leave the other stuff on the back end. But man, it's just like, Rogers, you start to water yourself down, if that sounds right. You kind of start to, you know, you don't have that. I don't know, man. And I'm getting it back. I'm gonna get it back. And I was talking to you about it yesterday, and that's why the frustration is so deep, I think, with me right now, because I know that feeling. Like I know that version. You know what I mean? And so any other version is kind of like, well, this is kind of whack. Like I was the dude, bro, growing up, right? If the homies was really like about to like hit some gas, smoke some weed, like go drink, I was always like, nah, I'm good on that. Like always, like to the T. Like if the weight room, like we had this weight room we used to work out, it was called Thomas House. Like, so it was this nice man. He had a double wide trailer, and then he had another double wide trailer on his property that he turned into a weight room for high schoolers and middle schoolers.
Okay.
And so when the weight room at the school was closed, I would hit Thomas House. And when cats, like we would have like, bro, I was leaving school like in middle school, and I'd go to Thomas House, and like, if the homies was like, I ain't going, like I asked my mama, like, take me to Thomas House. Like I was always that kid, you know what I mean? So, you know, that mindset, like I've been trying to get that mindset back. Like, you know, you got this many hours in a day.
Yeah. So that was what I was getting at. Like the way you would lock in, like nothing else was important. I mean, even when I was in high school, middle school to high school, you couldn't tell me nothing, boy. Like I'd have, you know, my little time with my friends, but even then I would cut that short to go. At that time, I wanted to do music. So I was locking in, you know, by the time I was 18, 19, Pro Tools came out, and I would sit for hours just tinkering, trying to learn Pro Tools before I went to school to, you know, for audio or anything. You know, when sports was important to me, I mean, the girls that I was dating at the time would get upset with me because they go, "Hey, you gonna come see me?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm about to go hoop with the homies." You know what I mean? Like I could care less.
Like, just a different feeling right there.
I used to like, I would, man, and I would just, and I was kind of, I was non-apologetic about it, you know? And looking back now, I had the right mentality. I should have handled it different with the ladies, for sure.
You think?
Yeah, because I just shouldn't have been engaging in trying to ask for someone's attention if I wasn't going to give them attention.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought you were saying, I'm sorry. I was confused. All right.
No, I was all about what I was doing. So, you know, like it was even things like my cousin's house is on the way, you know, to her house or, you know, whatever. And she's like, stop and see me. And I'm like, no, because I'm really trying to get to my cousin's house so we can go hoop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or I would say I'd come, and then I go, oh, you know what? Like, I don't have time, you know, and then she'd break up with me.
Kind of like you giving them false, you saying one thing, doing another type deal.
Yeah, like I just didn't care because what I cared about was my progression. Because at that point, I thought maybe I had a chance to do something. you know, or whether we're talking.
Man, I'm stuck. I get what you're saying. You've matured. And
I was so focused. I was so focused that nothing else mattered. Right. And so to the point of maybe arrogance or like not treating people well because I was so locked in.
Okay. There we go. Okay. That's all I was about to say.
Yeah. And then so as I got older, I learned a little more balance and I was still locked in, but I noticed I started to get away from that. And as life got real, I had my first child, all those things, you start focusing on the things that you're supposed to focus on. Right. But I think it becomes an excuse to not work as hard at your dream.
Now we're getting there.
Because you can do both. So many do both, and you can.
So, and this is what I say, and this is why I do believe in waking up early. You know, me and you talk about all the time. You have to make time. You have to make time. I work a job, and I love my job. I love my job, my life, and you know that. Lately, I've been telling myself, you know, you work that job and you love that job, but that job is not the job you want to do the rest of your life, and that job is not your dream. But you give a lot to that job. But when you come home, you don't give a lot to you.
Right.
So when I think about it like that, I go, okay, you're good enough to work hard at your job for, 7, 8, 9 hours, right? Give it all you got, and then you get home and you just you relaxing. Now you're checked out,
right?
You're chilling. I'm doing this. Yeah, we're doing a podcast. Yeah, I'm doing Rich New, but yeah, you're not hitting the gym consistently though.
Right.
Yeah,
you're not. We just talked about that yesterday.
Exactly. Yeah, you're not studying crazy though, like you say you wanted to. Yeah, you're not.
Where's your investment for yourself?
Exactly. But no. But you chill though, because you good, right? You did what they said you should do. You work hard at your job, right? You've got a little bit of life in you, right? And lately it just ain't been enough.
Well,
it just ain't.
Well, let's be honest. Like you go, I'm getting tired, and realize you're settling for the minimums. And then you say it's too hard. It is. Anything worth having is hard. And we know that. And, you can make those excuses all day. And, you and I, we had a really intense conversation yesterday.
Had a good one.
And for me, it caused me to also look at myself and reset and go, because you know what? It's funny because I posted that post that you keep referring to.
Man, that thing stuck in my head.
And it was in my head too, which is why I posted it. And I wish I could remember the phrase. It was something like someone followed you for a week.
I got it. Yeah. So the post said that if somebody followed you around with a camera for a week, would your life look like what you said you wanted to be?
Yeah. Okay. There it is.
Is what the post said.
I was going to sum it up, but that was pretty close. So yeah. And I look at myself and, you never have to be 100% perfect, but I go, the answer for me to that question is no. I would like it to be yes, or I would like it to be 90% of the time or some version of that. And I would say, if I'm being honest, maybe it's 60% of the time, maybe on a bad week, 40% of the time. And maybe that's why, as I catch myself in my personal grind and what I'm trying to achieve, why it hasn't fully happened. And that's my work. And to actually look at yourself in the mirror at that point and go, this is just the truth. I can either not acknowledge it because it hurts too much and have all the excuses and say, yeah, that's it, and still never get what I want. Or I can make myself uncomfortable and decide to make a change and see what I could do with that.
Don't do that. Don't do that to him. Don't do that to him. The man in the mirror is a beast.
It is. It's not pretty. It's not pretty.
The man in the mirror is a beast. Even yesterday, I was just like, whew. Ooh, I tell you what, this is some honesty for yesterday. I wanted to have just a little cocktail so bad. I do my thing. I got it's looking at me. My wife is on spring break, and I'm, in the back of my head, I'm just thinking, man, just make yourself something and y'all just sit back and relax. And man, it was just, It was a little battle yesterday, Rob, man.
Right.
It was.
Yeah.
It was a little mental battle. And I know that sounds crazy. Like, people hearing me and they saying, this dude, like, he sounds like he's, it's the heart. For me, the mindset shift is like the mindset shift, like letting go of the comfort to go to another level. Like, bro, we getting it. Okay, I'm hustling.
Right.
I'm here for my kids. We not understand this, y'all. We not no deadbeats, right? So take care of my kids. We make dinner. We do the podcast. Do Reaching Roots. Roz, he does his business, right? Taking care of his business. He works out with his daughter. But what we're saying is, as Kendrick would say, it's not enough. It's not enough. It's just not enough. And I think we are on the right track. Like, it's just not enough, bro. Like, that's why I just been feeling like it. I don't know.
But what do you want? Like, you have to always go, what do you want? And how do you get there? And you know how to get, to get there.
Exactly.
You got to lock in with your books, right? Your personal health is important to you. It's important to me, right? Are you doing all you can? The answer is no.
Nope.
Right? So what are you going to do about that? Right?
It's not enough.
It's not enough. You did a little something, but it's not enough. So, like, I actually commend you, because a lot of people talk the way, for people that don't know you, they would think, oh, Trevay probably got a drinking problem. That's not what you're saying. You're saying, I'm going to have that drink and I'm going to relax.
Yeah.
And I don't need to be relaxed. And I need to be focused. I need to lock in. I need to do things.
Every day.
And so that's why I commend you, because most people wouldn't even correlate that. And that's why you're not saying, I need to give up alcohol forever. You're saying, I need to refocus. And until I am focused the way I should be, I am not going to reward myself in that way.
No, because what it does is it send these, for me, okay? Because one thing about me is I try to put everybody in the same category as me. Y'all not me. I get that. What I do, though, is I had that relaxing drink last night. Those same endorphins that you get from a good run or a good workout. If you have been hustling and busting all day and then you come home and have a drink, you get that same feeling like it feels good, but you know what it's not doing, Ra? It's not having the same effect on your life. So you get that, right? Boom, you have your drink, you relax. And then for me, the next day I'll go, man, I went super hard yesterday. I'm going to just chill a little bit longer today. And then it goes another day. Mm-hmm. Next thing you know, I look up and I'm spending 3, 4, 5, 6 hours doing absolutely nothing of benefit.
Right.
Messing around. And so for me, it's just like, man, honestly,
bad habits are easy, man. Bad habits are easy. Man. Like that, or to relax is easy, I should say. It's not always a bad habit to relax. Everyone needs to relax, but
you need to relax.
I find me personally, it's a sliding scale. I was actually just talking to Jen this morning, and she was like, oh, dang, because she know what kind of weekend we had. She's like, you already back on it. And I go, yeah, I have to, because
gotta be.
I'm getting married soon, bro. I gotta look good. Bro, I'm not where I need to be. So am I going to wait till it's crunch time and have to literally kill myself just to look decent in the picture and look the way I want to look for myself, the way I want to look for my future wife, the way I want to look, at my own event? Or do I want to comfortably do this and maximize my results and be happy sooner?
Ooh, what you say? Hold on. What you say?
But to maximize my results?
Maximize my results.
Right? Like, which way do I want to do this? Because either way, it's not going to be easy, right? And I've got health things I want to, accomplish too. So I'm dragging my feet on this. And why am I? Because I decide I'm not going to hit my 16 hours of fasting, because I'm not about to hit the gym at least 3 to 4 times a week. The fact that I'm not going to continue to, I already know what I need to do because I already did the work. Right. So why am I not actually following through? Right. Did you hop on that scale? For me personally, did you hop on the scale last week on Friday? No, I did not.
Scared.
Right.
Look at that scale.
Why did I avoid the scale? Because I didn't work out 3 times this past week. I worked out twice.
That's what I'm trying to say, bro. That's what I'm saying. Right? And no, like,
and then it becomes a sliding slope. Then you go have that drink and then you chill. Then Monday morning come, you still tired from the weekend and you like, oh, I'm supposed to get up at 5:00, but I'm tired. So I'm going to give myself a little mercy because I overdid it and I'll do it a little later. And then later turns into tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then
it don't never get done.
And you never get there. And then you don't forgot about it. And then life got real and now your baby crying and the wife won't time and whatever. None of this would have happened had you stayed on track.
Had you just did what you said you was going to do. Had you did what you said you was going to do, none of this would happen, bro. And
right? And so it's really hard to look yourself in the face and go, I didn't do that. But guess what? The second that you say that, you give yourself the opportunity
to correct it.
To correct that, right?
And
part of this is like, there's so many layers to this and we could talk about this all day, but you know, I know we both are reading a book and then we're going to cover it on the podcast. I can't wait to do that because so much of that is about how you think personally, and how you, what's the word I'm looking for right now? How you mentally take information in and what you care about, you know, and just to stop actually caring about some of that and just focus on the things that you're trying to achieve, you know, and that's what I'm really on right now. Cause I'm kind of tired of the same song and dance, same struggle. Like it gets old. So either I can give up or do something different.
And bro, it's like, yeah, we do make a little bit of progress doing it that wacky way we were doing it, right? Like let's say, hypothetically, we were giving 80%. Okay, you just said you're not getting, you're trying to maximize your results, right? You're trying to get, so if you give 80%, 365 days, you're going to see result, but it won't be the results you wanted to see. You know what I mean? It'll be slightly above average, if that. You know what I mean? And so it's whatever. I'm good.
I think you're onto something though, because I know when you told me what you told me, I was like, oh, what's going on? And I thought you was really gonna tell me like there was like a real issue there, and I was like, oh man. But then I was like, oh no, he just trying to self-correct.
No, it ain't no. Yeah,
you know, he's just trying to lock in. He need to lock in because he know he's chilling.
Yes.
Okay.
There ain't no type of, you know, nothing bad happened to me, right?
Right.
That nothing, you know, I didn't lose nothing, right? I still got my life. I still got the piece of my health that I'm holding on to, right? Still got my family. I'm just saying, at some point, you got to ask yourself hard questions or you won't grow. That's where I think we at right now. I think it's more we hungry for growth, you know, to really sum it up.
Yeah.
I just think we know what it takes. We done been through a lot of stuff, and this is for every human, just so I can make it transparent. Unless you the best in what you do, there's room to grow. Unless you flat out killing it in every aspect, there's room to grow.
I just think that it's getting harder every day to wake up and make yourself great and be different and to not just conform. It's just too much going on. I was reading an article and I sent it to you over Instagram.
Yep.
A lot of this young generation is having issues holding on to jobs. Just because, you know, and they were citing things like attitude, the ability to work hard and take initiative, the ability to show up on time, the ability to speak properly in the workplace, you know, on and on and on. And I go, well, what's different? What changed? And the reason that concerns me is because I have an 18-year-old that's going out into the world. I have a 15-year-old that is getting ready, you know, and the other one's a little further behind. So I got a little time. But if this is the trending concern, you know, why is that? And I just look around. I look at even things that go in my house that I have to keep nipping in the bud, which is hard because it's one thing to see your child doing something and you go, this is not correct or appropriate or whatever and go, we don't do that. It's another thing to correct something you see your child doing that you were doing too.
Yes.
And what I mean by that is the same thing. Every single moment in time, you're consuming product. You're on YouTube. You're watching other people. You're watching TikTok. You're glorifying the way people are behaving for a video and for clicks and for likes and things like that. And we all find it entertaining, right? You see someone jumping up and down, you know, in the streets doing whatever. And you're like, ha, that's funny. Or some kid says something they're not really supposed to say. Ha, that's funny. You know, and next thing you know, you're assimilating that into your life.
Yep. I mean,
this is why we've always been protective of what we consume. This is why, and you say now, you know, people from the 80s or the 70s or whatever, you know, you guys are doing too much. It's not that serious. It's entertainment. This is why they were so hardcore about that. Because now we are walking around trying to live the things that we see. At least our children are.
And I blame it. I got a lot, right? I got a lot of factors, man. But one, earlier in this podcast, I said this. You know, I blame it on the fact that kids have their phone, man, and they can see it. They can see kids their age making money. Going back to what you said, unable to take initiative.
Let me stop you there. They see kids their age with the perception that they're making money. Something.
Yes. And so the focus shifts to now, instead of doing the hard hat stuff, I'm going to do the stuff that I don't even, there ain't even no end to it. You don't even know the fixated dollar amount. You don't even know how the payment process works for even getting into that. You just know, or you just think you know, that they have an opportunity there to make some money. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to work backwards. I'm going to work backwards real quick. So my parents, not saying that, you know, this generation of parents don't work hard, right? I'm not saying that. I saw my parents work very hard at its core. Okay. So I'm kind of in the middle, right? I'm kind of through high school, through middle school, technology started booming, right? So it wasn't to the degree, when I left high school, it wasn't to the degree that it is now here, 11 years later. I graduated high school 11 years ago. It wasn't to this degree, is what I believe. I mean, we had Snapchat, we had Instagram, but you kind of knew you wanted to get a job and you wanted to get into your career. But I think that the mindset has shifted years ago, 20, 30 years ago. Everybody just believed in working hard, man. I think that. I like to think that everybody just believed in going and getting it and truly hustling and just getting to work. I just feel like less people believe that. And I believe that so many people have emphasized, and I'm not saying that they're wrong, but some people have emphasized that you don't got to do the traditional way of making money. You don't got to take traditional path. There's more paths for you to take to make money. That is what I believe.
That is true.
But that is a side that I believe is invoking this behavior.
What they don't tell you, as someone who does not have a traditional path, is that don't mean you're going to make it. And that don't mean you're going to have staying power. And that don't mean it's going to work out. There's so many layers to that.
So, you know, I blame them. That's what I'm saying. I blame them. And, you know, to those that, you know, it's very few. It's like 1% of humans who actually have the self-discipline, the mindset, and the work ethic to execute being a young entrepreneur. There's like, dude, I read something. It's like 2% of the world are natural leaders. Like 2% of the world can say, this is what I want for my life. This is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to execute. Like, bruh, the rest of people need to be motivated. That means 98% of the population needs somebody to tell them what to do.
Mm-hmm. I
mean, it's just, so for me, it's like, I'm hearing what you're saying. I'm just like, man, it's so bad because I know it's only going to get worse.
But just think about it. Think about it. Like, once upon a time,
I can't.
You literally would see, you get inspired to be whatever you're going to be. You would need to actually work to go look that up. And I'm saying some of this stuff is good. I no longer have to go to the library to find a book about being a doctor. I can go on my computer, on my phone, and type in, what does it take to be a doctor? Watch a YouTube video of somebody who just went through the process, who chronicled their process, what they studied for, whatever. I can look all these things up. I can probably take a practice test of some sort. I can do all these things. What are the best schools to go to become a doctor of your choosing, whatever kind of doctor you want to be? You could do all this now. But what comes with that is also things like TikTok, which we are on. We use TikTok. But
I don't use TikTok.
Well, we do as a podcast.
As a business.
As a business. So, but also, and I'm not saying these things are bad. It just becomes so hard to control. And so that's why I don't even really fault these young kids to some degree. I think us as parents, and it's kind of interesting because I'm in the middle, right? Like my kids aren't 20, 30, 20, between 20, 25 years old. My kids are younger than that. So it's really still the older generation's, kids, right? So.
And you know why though? You just said something. Hold that thought. You just said it's the older generation's kids, right? So that means the older generation raised a hardworking class. And so they have a shorter fuse.
Well, they wouldn't know, right? Because like those parents wouldn't really understand what we're facing. So it's not, so to be clear, it's not the people that are like, in their late 40s to early 40s now. It's not their children. Whatever's happening with those kids, we ain't even seen that yet.
We ain't got nothing to do with
that. It's the parents that are like in their late 50s and 60s. It's their kids. So like people right around my parents' age.
Yeah.
Right. They didn't know what they were encountering because they didn't see it. Right. Like they call my generation, like I forgot the name of it, the exennials, they want to call it or whatever. So we were the ones that we were there at the birth of like social media, the internet, all those. So we spent most of our time without any of that. Right. Like, for instance, for me, nothing. The internet, I first even touched the internet. I would have been in high school. Right. That was like my first year in high school was the first time I ever hopped on the internet. Actually, no, I'm lying. Probably like middle school.
Like you Gen Y or millennial?
I'm a millennial.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, first time was in junior high. First time I had a computer in my house, like a personal computer. We had some for, my dad's businesses, would have been end of middle school, beginning of high school. Didn't start getting on the internet for like to Google my favorite musicians until I was like in the 10th grade. Didn't have my first cell phone until I was over 18. Right. And those first cell phones did not have social media on it. It didn't have the internet on it, nothing like that. So, YouTube wasn't around. Facebook wasn't around. None of these things were around. Netflix wasn't around. Now all these things.
Blockbuster.
Yeah. Like, yeah, if you wanted to, for real though, like if you wanted to like watch movies, you'd have to either own it, go to like Blockbuster or, where I grew up, Hollywood Video was also there. You rent your movies. Go home, you watch your 3 to 4 movies, eat your popcorn, and you actually have to do things with the people that you were with. Right now, it's like,
don't do that.
I mean, no, bro, like, and we were sitting down waiting for something to happen as a family. And for whatever reason, I decided like 5 minutes of silence, right? And I happened to look across because we were all sitting in a row. And I noticed each and every one of us had our cell phones out.
Ooh.
And we were all looking at our phones. And I go, huh. But I said this as like not in judgment. So the people listening to this, not in judgment, because guess who also had their cell phone out? I did.
Yep. I knew you were going to say that.
Right. So I was looking and I looked at my cell phone and I go, hey, none of us are talking to each other. And I look down and I go, damn. And I'm like, they just as wrong as me. So I can't be mad at them. But why is it the second that there was a moment of silence, we all pulled out our phone and was like, whatever's in here is more important than us being together right now?
One thing I will say, I got to go back. I'm going to start off my preference by saying attention span. There is so much information at our fingertips that I just think the family model is hard, especially when you on your phone, when you on that guy and having a conversation like this, when you can just go boom, boom, boom on your phone, you just swipe, 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 swipe. You know what I mean?
And something new. It's something new.
Yes.
But that does something to your brain, right? Now, let's take that. Now that's happening to us. So right now I'm talking to us, the 40-year-olds, the 30-year-olds, whatever, right? Like, we doing that. Mm-hmm. So what is it doing to your 15-year-old, to your 10-year-old? They growing up with that, and you ain't doing nothing about it. So now
you better make me go get my wife. I'm gonna get my wife.
Uh-oh.
I'm just saying she expert at this. I mean, I'm not being funny.
We're gonna have to bring her on.
She Summer, you know, I love my wife to death. She do this. Like, she do this like that.
Right.
She done research the effects of giving a child technology too young.
Right.
Unable to process emotions. Unable to process.
When we had Haley, the doctor was like very adamant about telling us about screen time.
Ooh.
And you know, because I never had an issue with that, because it was always something to do, even when I was sitting in the house playing video games, because I was always a gamer coming up, you know, I didn't really pay attention to it, you know, but my ex-wife, she was big on that. She was like, no, you only get so much of screen time, and then she got to do something else.
Mm-hmm.
As time went on and she got sucked into the culture, I noticed she didn't care anymore. So my son grew up a little different than my daughter. And I wasn't paying attention because I was doing other shit.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Oh, wow.
So now here I am trying to reverse that with my son. Because now it got extreme. And also, like, you know, me and her didn't make it. So there was some time in between that. But, you know,
you got to do what it takes.
I got to do what it takes now, which is now it's a harder road.
So to bring it back, though, are we saying that this generation is unable to process the working model because their brain has been influenced by so much information?
What tools do they have to do anything otherwise?
Wow.
What tools do they have? Like, it's as a culture, it's our fault altogether because we all walked into this.
Well, we all do it. You know, we all do it. I'm just saying we all do it. We do.
It's just that some of us know not to do it in certain ways because we're a little older.
That's it.
Or we were too poor to have it. One of the two, maybe both.
Man, I don't even. My son, you know, when my son is at my home, because, you know, I'm not with his mom, of course, but when my son is here, man, we don't even. He got TV in his room, and that was big for me and my wife to do that. Like, I hung him up a TV. Mm-hmm. But even then, like the other day, he came home. We sat down and we started watching TV. I was like, let's go play basketball. Like, we not about to do this. Like, this not about to be a thing, because he don't have an iPad, no gaming system, none of that. We kids around here. My wife said we ain't, you know, we already agreed we ain't never getting our baby girl no type of iPad and nothing like that. So, I don't know. I don't know though, Ra. What I'm saying is, the reason I'm saying I don't know is because, like you, I had one of those big old fat back computers in my house. Mm-hmm. I did have one of those with like solitaire and the ping pong, not a ping pong game, but the whatever, the little game where you hit the little metal ball. I had like Tetris, and I was playing that, you know, at a young age.
Right.
And back then, I was told that those games are help building your mental capacity. Mm. So I'm coming at you from a different angle.
That's how they sold us the dream, though.
Right?
But see, like, so like when I was young, that's when the Game Boy came out. Ooh. And then I forgot what the Sega version was, but that was the one in color, right? Oh, you could take it anywhere. So that was the start of them poking things in children's faces and go, ooh. Oh, your kid's bored? Put that in their face. Oh, okay. Look, my kid's quiet. So now when I go out, I'm at a restaurant, whatever. And the second the kids start getting a little antsy, here's your Game Boy. Here's your iPad. It's not even a Game Boy anymore. It's an iPad, with a nice, cute, little fluffy, different child's favorite color covering, whatever. Here you go.
Oh, yeah, it's next level.
We gonna sit here and we gonna have us a good time. You gonna play video games, and me and the rest of the family, we gonna talk, and all the kids they not learning how to engage.
Social cues. Yep.
They not learning, oh, this is how dad acts. This is how mom acts. This is how you behave in the restaurant, because they stuck with their face in the computer screen. The computer is raising them. And then we complain that they don't know how to do things.
Are you saying it like to the T? And then my wife is like, yes. And then when you take it and you snatch them out of their reality.
Well, because they on drugs.
Yes.
So right. You're getting all those chemical releases into their brain that says, give me more, give me more, give me more. Right. Like we talk about men and porn addiction. Right. And now they don't know how to value their wives.
Man, you got sis.
Because you just clicking on the next thing, the next whatever is getting you off. You just clicking on that. So when you have a real woman in front of you, you don't know what to do.
Let the porn go. Listen to all my men out there. We're gonna come back to this. Let that porn go, bro. But go ahead.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just on a bigger scale because it's children, and you're raising your children that way. Right. And some of us adults are already stuck. Like I noticed, like I'm trying to be better at it myself because it's a great thing. And you're like, I don't have to be bored.
You don't.
But it's like that drink that you're talking about. Going back to that, it's like that drink. You're kind of leaning on it like a crutch, you know?
Yes. Oh, I love how you brought that around. That was smooth right there. That was smooth right there, boy. Yes, it's literally the same exact thing. How about you saying, I'm not going to be bored? How about since you're bored, pass the time by fucking doing some push-ups and some jumping jacks? How about pass the time by opening that book and getting some other type of information into your brain outside of a screen? That is where I'm at right now, man. I hate to say it. A smart Gen Z person can argue you down to the T, though. You know why? Because technology has all that. There's audiobook.
You can't.
No, I'm just saying.
They can't. They can't.
Yes, they can.
They can't. You know why? I think about the proper application because I didn't have it, right? Mm-hmm. I would say to that person, you have so many tools that will save you so much time to figure out what you want. You can have anything under the sun. I don't care what country it's in. You have that information at your fucking fingertips. And you could spend that time doing that. Instead, you are watching somebody on TikTok, some famous person or not famous person. There's someone who has a perception of whatever. And you're spending all your free time consuming that for shits and giggles. And you still don't know what the fuck you want to do or what school you want to go to.
But you remember when you said that, you remember you had to go to the library and you had to open that book and you had to research. You know what that does to an individual?
You have to work for it.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. You take away sometimes the hardship is a part of the reward.
Yes.
Because you have to I remember I had to get on the bus, go to the library, get a library card and blah, blah, blah. And I said, sit there because X, Y, and Z. And then come back and I got home all late and I still had homework. You're going to remember that hustle. And that's the reason why you're going to work harder than ever and you're going to appreciate what you have. But if it comes too easy, you're not. This is why they don't just willy-nilly give people $1 million. This is why some athletes go broke because all of a sudden you wake up one day and you're in the league and they give you money and it stops and you're broke because you never learned anything.
But bro, that's why it's so hard though. Like you saying it, like you're answering our question. Like you're saying it, bro. They got to be able to lock in and work hard and understand the hardship. But you're also saying it. And what I'm saying is they have everything at their at their disposal. So when they see it, they're not on it long enough to even want to do it.
You don't even
put a maximum. That's what I'm saying. They see it, but what they do see was what looks easy and what looks fun and what looks like them is TikTok dances, is going into a store and interviewing some random stranger and saying something crazy.
Right.
right? And blowing up on social media from it. They see that, and this had been over the past few years, it has been quadruplified. It's like it's gone to like the next level. Like, and I laugh at the crazy videos. Don't get me wrong.
We all do though. That's the rub though, Treve. That's the rub. Because like when I talk to these young kids, I'm like, look, I get it. I'm into it. I'm not trying to say, oh, you kids are fucking stupid. But I get it.
But what are you into? But what are you actually into?
Well, like you know me personally?
No, I'm saying like that's what I'm saying. I hope you say to the kids like, yeah, you doing that, but what are you doing?
Well, the thing is now you don't know how to lock in. That's my point. Now you don't know how to lock in at all. You can't even keep the same idea for 5 minutes, right? So like that's the actual issue because like you ever see? I've seen it again on social media, and I've also seen it done on what's the name of that show? Squid Game, right?
Oh, I love that. I love that show.
Okay, do you remember the scene where the guy offered somebody either a drink or what was it, a sandwich or money?
New season or old season?
It might have been the beginning of the second season. But anyway, I've seen it done in different ways. I've seen somebody order. It's always alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
You can have alcohol or you can have the sandwich.
Most of them chose the alcohol.
Most of them chose the alcohol.
Yep.
But then you want to judge the person who chose the alcohol, not realizing like that person is sick.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like they are looking, how we started this podcast, for the enjoyment, for the satisfaction. That's what feels good. They do not have the ability to think critically. That says I need to nourish my body with actual good, healthy food.
Whoa, you going deep. Whoa, relax. I already see where you're going at with this, but I'm gonna let you finish. But I want you to know I had to pause.
That's us as a society now. Like we're programming ourselves to not know the difference of what is good for us and what. And this is like all over the board. This is why if you eat a ton of carbs, right? Carb eater right here. I'm raising my hand. This is an audio podcast.
Are we eating carbs tonight in my house? I'm making chicken and shrimp Alfredo.
But this is why you'll be like hungry all day if you're eating carbs and chips and whatever. And then, you know, if you eat, let's say steak, you're going to get full, right? Like I ate 4 eggs this morning. I am not hungry. But had I ate toast, pancakes, you know, all those sorts of things, drank some orange juice, I would probably be hungry already.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Your body, like carbs have its place. I'm not saying carbs are bad, especially if you're working out, if you're an athlete, obviously, you know why.
I love carbs, boy.
That's the thing. Everyone loves carbs.
Boy, I love carbs, boy. I chop some carbs up, boy.
Pasta, mac and cheese, all kinds of different chips.
Though,
I used to be crazy about soda. Like
carbs are good for you though, bro.
Huh?
In the way it's consumed. So what I'm saying is too much carbs can be bad for you, but carbs are natural energy. I got to go a little bit science on you. So
no, they are, but not the overprocessed stuff. So we're not talking about the carbs in an apple. We're not talking about that. We're talking about
the canned foods and all that
chips,
stuff you
soda.
get from the chip, all that.
Yeah.
No, you don't need those carbs. Do I think you should have some spaghetti if you're a marathon runner or if you're a weightlifter, if you're training? A big bowl of spaghetti is so good for you. It's so good for you.
If you are in the right place, if you're doing it the right way.
Yeah.
Right.
But no, don't eat a spaghetti and a cheeseburger and a bag of chips and 2 sandwiches that day. No, probably not.
We'll tell somebody that who has a carb issue and you already have diabetes and you already have 90% of these diseases that have been linked to too many carbs. Right? Like they're finding out Alzheimer's, diabetes, psoriasis, ADHD, all are affected by overconsumption of carbs.
Well, you put me on right now.
It's all linked to that. Kidney disease, heart disease, all of it. Wow,
Okay.
It's just too many carbs in your brain, too many carbs in your bloodstream, too many carbs. Like,
I'm good. I had a bowl of oatmeal this morning. I had some good carbs. You ain't about to make me feel bad.
But see, you and I, so to your point, you and I are in a different place. I would never eat oatmeal.
Why?
Because that's not good for someone in my position.
Oh, okay.
I need to be low carb. Oatmeal is not going to work for me.
I love me.
I'm not saying oatmeal's bad. Obviously, oats are good, but the carbs in oats is just not going to work for me. And
I love me
what I'm doing.
boy.
But see, I'm not a former D1 athlete in that type of shape.
Man, I ain't in shape. We ain't gonna talk about that.
You in better shape than I am.
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that. But go ahead. I get what you're saying. Everybody got their own race they gotta run.
Yeah, sure. So that gets into the differences or whatever. So that's not what we're talking about per se. But
But finish. I'm saying you were hitting it on the head when you said that, and I gotta say this. Another reason for this eating trend that's been going on, I gotta blame it on social media too. I see so much food and grub on TikTok. It do make you want to eat, bro.
But it's not the food itself, though. This is like the whole thing, like with you, like deciding to cut the alcohol. It's not the alcohol is not the problem. It's the mindset. It's what it's doing. It's what it's doing to your mindset, right? So same thing. Like they've already proven, if you sit there and watch TV and you're sedentary, you're gonna get hungry. Like it doesn't matter if you're watching a horror movie or if you're watching the Food Channel. Like you're gonna get hungry, and then you're gonna sit there and eat, and the refrigerator is right there. If you're out and about, why is it you could be out and about for 4, 5, 6 hours before you go, oh, I think I probably should eat something? Right? So like all this stuff, we are no longer protecting our mind. Like this is mental warfare and we're losing.
Bad. As humanity. There's a couple bottles out there. Not enough though. It's not enough.
Yeah.
In the great words of Kings of the Mark.
It's not enough.
Man, shoot.
It's all something for us to think about. For those of us that are doing well, like God bless you. But a lot of us are struggling to some degree.
I hope a lot of people get offended. Like the idea and the premise behind this for me, there's so many, we've already stated to y'all while we do the podcast, right? Y'all know why we're here, right? We are just like you. We're no better than you who are listening to us right now. We're human. We're two dudes trying to grow and be better, right? What you need to realize in order to start shifting your mindset, in order to start growing, in order to start doing the hard things, is you have to realize that some things just suck. Like it kind of does. Like watching TV is nice. It don't suck. Eating all those carbs are nice. It doesn't suck. You know,
not having to do anything feels good.
It feels good.
Having to work hard sucks, right? Like until you're seeing the benefit, right? When you're working hard and you're getting all that money, you're like, hell yeah. Right. But I don't know. I think, you know what this has really done for me is documenting the struggle. Yeah. To be transparent and to document the struggle of what we personally go through. And we just hope people can learn, take parts and pieces of, you know, what's going on with us and apply it to themselves and, you know, whatever's relevant for them. It won't all be relevant, you know, and we're not really trying to preach to the choir per se, but you know, it helps somebody.
We are in the choir.
We're in the choir.
Yeah, like I'm in the congregation. I ain't in the choir. I'm sitting in the pews listening. But what I want to say is like, what we have to understand is, I heard what Rod just said. Boy, sidebar, you been on one day. I tell you, boy.
You know, as we talk sometimes, like I kind of come to these revelations. It's not even like, I wish I could say, man, I wrote that down. I practiced it all week.
No,
it's not even that. It's like literally we start talking and you always get me thinking. Yeah. And I go, you know what? Damn it. And I start feeling like, I don't know about you, but sometimes I feel played. You know what I mean? I go, I went for the okie doke for so long. And it's like, I'm talking the way I'm talking because I'm realizing it in that moment. Like, oh, this is where we are. And we all went for it.
Yep. And you want to know what's even crazier though? I be thinking like that. And I'm a happy dude. Like, if you know me, I'm always smiling. I'm always cracking a joke. Like, my wife knows that about me too. So when I'm quiet, she's like, what's wrong with you? But when I'm quiet, I'm pissed at the fact that I done got hit with the okie doke. And she be like, what's on your brain? I be like, I'm good. I'm good. Cause I really do be good.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I don't. Cause then she be like, what? Like, where did that come from? It just seemed random. but I just get pissed. Because I want greatness. And let me tell y'all something. Anybody listen to this podcast right now, when we up, y'all on this journey with us, when we up, I'm going to let y'all know we up. I promise you. And y'all going to be able to go back. Like he said, this is documented, right? The go through, because whatever, we all go through. It don't matter. But this is, when we up, I'm going to be the first one to remind y'all how we was down.
Hey, no, but real talk, sometimes like I kind of go back for quality checks. So sometimes I'll go back to a previous episode that's listed and I go, oh man, we said that. Did we do that?
Nope.
Did I attempt that? When did I fall off? Or am I still doing some version of that? Or something like, like I'm always checks and balances and then always, and also even the quality of our podcast. What does it sound like? Does episode 2 sound like episode 8 or 9? And so
going up on that.
I always want to see this incremental growth.
Yep.
Because we should see some growth because we record 1 to 2 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
So every 1 or 2 episodes, there should be some difference of some sort. And I don't care if it's the way I'm speaking, the way Trevay's speaking, if it's the audio quality, if it's whatever, there needs to be growth. And, that's kind of how we hold each other accountable. We text each other privately, hey, what's going on with you today? Just to try to kind of be a little more accountable, because I want to come back on this podcast at some point and be like you just said, we win and we up.
Yeah, bro, I'm gonna let them know. I'm gonna let them know we down 40, 50 pounds. I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna be real with you. We got our hard hats on right now, so I'm not about to be
it's that work. And I think it's good to document that work so people can come along with us. People can decide, oh, these are some regular dudes that's, living life like we live in life. And, and then we got sprinkling some fun with that too. So
100%, but I'm 252 right now.
Okay.
I'm 252 right now.
I'm still the same way. I'm still the same place. 247.
I'm 252. But
247. I ain't lost a pound in 3 weeks.
When I'm at that, you ain't got to be so real with them, Dad. Let them fish a little bit.
Now you can go back episode 4 or whatever.
I think we did already say that. Yep. I'm gonna go down when that 220 hit though. I'm gonna be on here telling y'all I feel fantastic.
I got to get it right before the wedding.
I'm trying to tell you.
I'm not showing up.
You got time,
or
bro.
I'm not showing up.
So I did the math, bro.
You just ignore
You could really lose 2.5 pounds a week.
That's it. That's not even that hard. That's not even that hard.
So I was reading something. 1 pound is 3,500 calories. 1 pound is 3,500 calories. So that means you got 7 days to stay in the calorie deficit every day. So I did the math. I got you. I said 2.5 pounds, right?
But here's the cold part. I already did my own personal math. I'm almost always in the calorie deficit. I'm not losing weight because of carbs.
Really?
Yep.
Man, I don't know what to tell you about that.
I know though. I got it. I just got to do it.
Man, you got to lock in. You want me to know? You want to know the truth, bro? Man, eat some chicken, rice, and broccoli, man.
Can't do the rice.
Bland.
Can't do the rice. I'll do the chicken and broccoli.
Nah, do chicken, broccoli, and sweet potato, man. Good carb. Gotta have a little bit. That sweet potato got a little protein in it.
See, the truth is, I do my carbs on the weekends typically.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then don't do.
It's just
1 week.
I gotta curb it. I gotta curb how much I'm doing, because what'll happen is I will actually, you get those 1 or 2 days that your body's starting to say, "Oh, what's going on here? You're doing something different."
Yep.
So you go back to your caveman situation, and your body wants to hold on to what you got. Then after day 2, day 3, they're like, "Okay, I can let this go. You're fine. You're just doing you." And then the weight comes off.
Out now?
The weight comes off 2-3 pounds, and then the weekend comes, and then I overcook, and then back to square one. Start Monday.
What if you did this? What if you did like 1 weekend carb, 1 weekend off?
It just, my body is not doing well with carbs. I'm too far gone, Trevay. I'm too far gone. I need you to understand that. I'm too far gone.
Nah, you're right. You ain't too far gone. You ain't no too far gone. Get out of here. You ain't about to get me with that. It's going to come together. Forget all that.
It will come together. Now, I need to do two things. I need to
Go to Nikki Savage Spin.
I need to, well, that too. I need to tighten up. I need to tighten up on what I'm doing. I'm doing the right things, but not all the time. So I need to tighten up on that. And I need to exercise more. Those are the two things I need to lock in with, and everything will work out. So I already know. I already know what I need to do.
I don't know what I need to do.
Well, that's why you need to be bored. So you can sit down. Don't pick up your phone. Don't play no video games. Don't sit there and watch movies. Sit there, be bored, map it out, and pick one thing to do per day.
I'm capping, man. I done did so much research on this junk. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yesterday, I was doing so much research, bro. And like, I already know what to do. Like last year, I gained it back because like, I'm inconsistent. You know what I did last year, bro? Last year, I ran 2 miles every day. I did it for 8 weeks straight. All I ate was oatmeal in the morning, chicken, rice, and broccoli throughout the day. I eat the same thing 7 days a week. I did it for 8 weeks. Bro, I lost 15 pounds. And so what I'm saying is, like, I know what to do, bro. Like, I just know how to operate it, if that makes sense. Like, working out is easy, bro. Like, working out is literally the easiest part. The hardest part is your diet, bro. Diet is everything. I mean, you know that. Diet is everything.
It sounds like the hardest thing for you is consistency, just like it is for me.
It is. And that's why I'm so mad. That's why we're here today. That's why I'm here.
So that's the work, right? So what do we do to learn to be consistent?
Be better. How about that? How about we just be better? That's all I got. I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. What do you want from me, Rob? All right.
I want greatness. I want greatness.
Facts.
I want greatness because you want greatness. How about that?
Right now, I'm up here looking at Nikki's app because I want to get in there. I'm gonna try to get in there this week for a ride.
Yeah, we going. We just haven't figured out the day. It might actually be this week. I have to look at her schedule.
So she has an 8 a.m. ride on Saturday. 8 a.m.
Okay. That might
my
be
son
doable.
got a soccer game though. No, my son got a soccer game.
Okay.
I gotta see what time the game is, but I think I'm gonna sign up. I'm just doing stuff now. Now I just gotta force myself to do stuff because my lazy butt ain't been doing that. That's where I'm at right now.
So that's
to wrap it up to my Gen Zs out there.
It ain't your fault. We love you, Gen Z.
We love you. We love you. I mean, it's me too. I'm the cutoff. So, technically I'm not trying to make an excuse for myself. I had a ton of millennial influence in my life. So I was born in 97. That's the first day of Gen Z, first year of Gen Z. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's like, I grew up around nothing but millennials. You know what I mean? Like all my friends are millennials.
Okay. So
I just find it hard to relate to those lazy people. You know what I mean? I just find it hard. Like, them ain't my folks. You know what I mean? I'm born in March. So like first 3 months of the year, like, can you really consider me like, my mom would have had me like any earlier, you know what I mean? Like, I'm in that millennial boy, but whatever. I don't know them folks. Them folks lazy. They done got hypnotized by TikTok.
Man, I think you're being a bit. What's the word I'm looking for? You're being a bit.
Them ain't my peoples, man. I don't know them people, man.
No, I'm saying like for you to ask your mama to have you 3 months earlier, man. That's a lot.
Man,
that's a lot, bro. Like December to March is a long time, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm doing too much. Yeah, I'm definitely doing. Oh yeah,
it's a whole 3 months.
I'm definitely doing too much.
You're not being sensitive
at all. I'm not being sensitive to my own life. I wouldn't even made it for real.
You wasn't done cooking. You wasn't ready
at all. Doughy in the inside at all. When it came out melted, all doughy. But I'm good. Gen Z, y'all straight, man. What y'all got to do is. And shoot, some Gen Zs are locked in. I'm capping. It's just probably the vast. It's probably a group. It's probably more pockets, you know what I'm saying? Because I think there were lazy people throughout every generation, right? But I think there's a lot more now.
At the end of the day, the one thing that hasn't changed is it's not going to be given to you. You got to fight for it. Most of us. Some people will get handouts, but you know, you're going to have to fight for what you want. And I don't care what the climate is. I don't care what the economy is. I don't care who the president is. You're going to have to make a way. We all can wake up every day and have an excuse. Today, your car might break down. Tomorrow, your significant other will leave you. You know, whatever. Someone's going to die in your family. That was definitely one of my big tragedies, right? In the middle of one of my grinds, when I was really trying to make something for myself, I was in college. I had someone really, really close to me die. It devastated me.
Wow.
And I sat there and I sulked for a year. And I put myself in a really bad place because I couldn't get over that hurdle.
Yeah.
You know, and I regret that because I could have did so much more. So the only thing I could do is let that be, learn that lesson and move on, be bigger, stronger, faster, you know, and do all the things. Evolve. Because life will happen. Something will happen that will get in your way. It's going to come down to how bad you want it. That's it. That's it. I'm done. I'm done talking.
Yeah, let's say that. Let's say that. That's good. I'm good. We love y'all. Don't be lazy. That's all I got. Don't be lazy.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Raising the Bar with Ra and Treve. If you like what you heard, do us a favor and share the podcast with a friend. Don't forget to like and subscribe to podcasts also. New episodes every Wednesday. You can leave us a comment on the episodes where you stream them on Instagram at rtb.podcast or send us a direct email at rtb.podcast25@gmail.com. That's rtb.podcast, the number 25 @gmail.com. See you next week.